Okay, we are live, I believe. Live, and I'm doing some testing here. I'd like to get some help. If anybody logs on, I'm going to try to get some help to make sure I've got the levels the way I want them. And also, let me get ready to share some photos because I just got back from a whirlwind trip all the way out to California to pick up this coach that I'm sitting in right now, doing this test broadcast from. And drove it all the way back. Drove it all the way back from California to beautiful Sarasota, Florida. I'm in Sarasota, Florida. And let me see, share screen and allow that. And let's see, a window. Okay, here. This is the window I want to share. Okay, so I want to be able to show these photos when the time comes. Okay, so for now, we will, as I say, remove. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so so I went out. I found this coach. This is a 1998, and they pronounce it Prevost. It's spelled like Prevost, but anyway, it's French. And it's a marathon conversion. So Marathon buys the bus shell from Prevost, and then it's shipped all the way from Canada to their place on the West Coast. And then they do their thing. They turn it into a motor coach and RV, if you will. And so I've been looking for one that's in really nice shape that is pre-emissions, that doesn't have the emissions control on the big diesel engine. And this one has a Series 60 diesel. It's a 1998 model. It has a Series 60 diesel engine, which basically has virtually no pollution controls on it. It is an electronically controlled engine, so it gets better fuel mileage than some of the previous diesels, but it doesn't have the stifling EPA requirements controls that the newer diesels have that really just ruins the diesel engines. It's a real problem. So that's why I was looking for this. And I was also looking for one that had the over-the-road air conditioning, the bus air, which is an option that Liberty coaches usually have, but a lot of marathon coaches do not have. So if you're listening right now, let me know what the audio sounds like. I might need to adjust this audio level. Let me know what the camera shot looks like. Do I look clear? Oh, here I got somebody's texting me. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show some photos from my trip, but I would like to know if my audio is decent before I go through all this. But anyway, we're going to show some photos. I'm going to add this to the stage. This is the interior shot, and the sound and image are perfect. Okay, great. Audio sounds great, and you look crystal clear. James Scott in the house. Any word from Kyle? Hope he's safe. Yes, I hope he is. I did text with him, and I think they're fine. So this is the interior, and where I'm sitting right now is behind that recliner chair. You can see there's like a kitchenette area. There's like a dining table type thing. I'm on the far end of that with all my computer set up. And so, tight spaces in here, but it's working. So let's go through some of these photos here. That's where I'm sitting, right at the far end of that. Okay. And that is the kitchen area that's right across from that area where I'm sitting. That is the shower and bathroom area that is behind me. You can see it a little bit behind me in the main shot, my camera shot. And that is the sink that is in the bathroom area. There's another sink that's in the rear bedroom. So there's two sinks. That is the rear bedroom area. It's a queen size bed. Cockpit area, that's where you drive the rig. It's a big rig. It's 43,000 pounds. It's 45 feet long, 105 inches, I guess, wide, or 108. I'm not sure. Whatever the widest you can be. There's an outside shot of it. Gentleman kept it in really nice condition. He had it for 23 years, the gentleman that I got it from. He bought it used. It was 3 years old when he bought it, and it was in really nice shape when he bought it. And he's kept it that way, which I intend to do the same. So there's all the stuff I loaded into the Lexus to go to California and pick up the coach, as much as I could fit, trust me, even on the passenger seat there. So it was loaded to the gills. It holds 1,300 pounds, and I think I was right there. And by the way, these windmills are crazy out west in Oklahoma, Texas, places like that. They have these huge windmills. You can't tell from this photo how big these things are. They are gigantic, and they go on for miles and miles and miles. I don't know how they possibly built all these windmills, but the wind blows like crazy in some of those places. It was windy, no doubt. And I asked a local, I stopped to got fuel, and I asked her if it's windy all the time like that, and she said, yep. So here's Tyler's barbecue. I got some great Texas barbecue. That's brisket, sliced brisket, really good. And by the way, I'm hungry. I haven't had lunch or dinner. It's almost 6 o'clock here in Sarasota, so I am hungry. That's making me even more so. So that's the inside of the place. I like to find these local places, the places where the locals eat when I'm traveling. And this was a good one. And the scenery out west, I mean, you could just see for miles and miles. And you can't, again, these photos don't do it justice, but those mountains go on, and they're way off in the distance. I mean, you can see extremely long distances if it's clear. And the scenery is just amazing. I don't like dry areas, desert type areas myself, but it is beautiful out there. There's some amazing scenery. And there's the Lexus. I did a little off-roading to get some of these photos, so it did the job when needed. You can go off-road with that puppy. But the reason I don't like the out west is the ground is so hard, and it's rocky, and it's, like if you're hiking or whatever, it's just hard and dusty sometimes when the wind is blowing. So when it's dry like that, there can be issues. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So, oh, this was a Comfort Inn. I stayed at Comfort Inns on the way out. Stayed at 3 or 4 different ones on the way out to California. And we'll keep going. We'll blast through these. These are all going to be uploaded to my Flickr. I haven't uploaded them yet, but I will. They'll all be up on Flickr. So we're going to blast through all these mountain shots and so forth. And this was another place that I ate. This was a Mexican food, and it was also out of this world, really good. So again, found a local place to take advantage of. Here I am going down the road. Just beautiful scenery. Look at the colors and so forth. I mean, again, better in person, much better in person. And how can I maybe I should make this full screen. Well, it probably doesn't matter because they're all going to be on Flickr. So there I am. There's a traveling guy. My bags, both of those bags made in the USA. Now, the coat is a Wested leather coat made in the UK, but that's okay. We'll go with that. Oh, we'll go back to that. This is what happens when you hit a tumbleweed at 70 miles an hour. It actually took part of that tumbleweed and stuck it right into that plastic piece. Didn't hurt the car any, but did put a nice hole in that plastic piece. But the car kept trucking. I was probably running about 80 miles an hour when I hit that tumbleweed. There were a bunch of tumbleweeds coming across the road for about a 30 or 40 mile stretch. Windy as all get out, and tumbleweeds like crazy coming across the road. Couldn't hardly avoid them. Obviously, I didn't avoid that one. And we'll keep going. Beautiful mountains in the background. Just beautiful scenery. Look at the colors in that. If you have any questions about the coach or anything else, put them in the comments, and I'll be happy to reply. And we're going to get to when I'm out in California here pretty soon. The Lexus performed really well going out there. And the Prevost also performed well coming back, 2,500 miles. Of course, I pulled the Lexus behind the coach on the way back. Another place I ate, it was also really good. And I got barbecue there. I also got brisket. Also sliced brisket. One of my favorites. There you go. It was good. Half pound of sliced brisket. Look at that scenery. I just stopped at this RV resort, just took a picture. I didn't stay there. I just took a picture on my way through. There were a couple of them in this section that were interesting. I might at some point go there if I'm out west. Back to some pictures of the coach. Oh, and by the way, these solar panels, my gosh, they had them for miles and miles. I've never seen so many solar panels in my life. Tons of them. See all the black at the base of that mountain, all that those little black squares? That's like 10 miles away. And they went on for miles, these solar panels. Just crazy, crazy stuff. Can you imagine being the guy that has to clean those things? Does that have to be cleaned periodically? Here I am at where the gentleman lived, where the coach was. This was when I first got there, examining the coach, and he's going over everything. And by the way, I'm going to have a video of him going over everything. That'll be up on the YouTube channel here when I get it all put together. I got a lot of clips and so forth. I'll be putting a video together for that. But this is out at his place, showing me different things. And this is the closet in the back. It has a rotisserie thing. It's sort of like you have at dry cleaners, carousel, I guess they call it. So the carousel goes around and you pick what clothes you want. This is some lights, halogen lights. I guess they're LED. This I'm going to upgrade my lights to these because a guy that was there that also had a coach similar to mine, he was doing it, and it's fairly easy to do. You buy the kit. You buy the kit from this company here, and you just install them. I'm going to do that. Did you bring the Lexus to car care? No, not yet, but I will ultimately have him service it when I make a trip up there with the coach. And there's a rear tail lights you can buy to switch out the rear tail lights also. The same gentleman did that on his coach. Here's another meal, Mexican style. That was out in California. This is the storage underneath the bed. A lot of storage underneath the bed. Comes in handy. This is the place where the gentleman lives that I bought the coach from. Beautiful, beautiful spot. In Palm Desert. Beautiful. He was telling me about this metal polish. Actually, that was his neighbor. That everybody in this community has a coach. It's a luxury motor coach community. And so they all have coaches that they're taking care of and doing stuff too. And this gentleman also has an Aston Martin. So there you go. So all these properties have a coach and then a coach house to go along with it. And there I am hooked up, getting ready to go. And I had to go to In-N-Out Burger. I took the gentleman to lunch at the In-N-Out Burger. That was good. Oh, I went and I got tires. I got all new Michelin tires. There's a breakfast at a Denny's. So here it is, getting all new feet, all new rubber. More than $9,000 worth. Top of the line Michelins, of course. So I had all those installed. The tires were 8 years old. They had good tread, but they were 8 years old. You shouldn't go more than 7 on them. So just for safety reasons, I just bought all new Michelins for it. This is them doing all that. And you can see the airbags, everything's in really good shape. Everything's been kept up. It's not cheap to maintain these things, but it's even more expensive if you don't. So, yeah. And one of the reasons it's in such nice shape is it's been on the West Coast its whole life. So it's never seen any salt and that hasn't seen much rain. So, yeah. Those are the headlights that I'll be replacing. Lexus. And that thing rolls out and it helps keep stones from kicking up and hitting the car. So, yeah. On the way back. That's a truck stop that I stopped at for fuel. I stayed overnight there too. You can see this is at night. This is in the morning when I was getting ready to roll out. It's easy to stay at the truck stops. They don't bug you. And this coach is very quiet inside. So even though the trucks are coming and going and all, I got a good night's sleep, no problem. And this is Marathon in Florida. Marathon, who built the coach, has their factory out west. They have a location in Texas and they have a location in Florida, which is very convenient to me because it's right on the way to Sarasota. It's only about an hour and a half drive north on 75. So I drive right by it, coming and going. So very convenient for servicing. I had some servicing work done on the generator there. Had it fully serviced. And I had some lights in the bathroom weren't working properly and they sorted that out. So this is a area where you can park and they have hookups and all that. Some of them are just electricity and some of them are full hookups for people that are there. There's some orange juice that I made in the morning. Make orange juice every morning. I use that commercial bar mixer. I have a Vitamix, but I left that at home because this is more compact, but it still does a really good job. It's a Made in USA commercial bar mixer. So, yeah. Now it looks a little more lived in, right? And there, that is the, what I had to have replaced on the gen set. That is the solenoid. It overheated. At some point it was cranked too much and that overheated. So I had that replaced and had it fully serviced and it's doing great. It's a PowerTech diesel generator with about 2,000 hours and they're good for 10 or 20,000 hours. I mean, these things are robust. So there's a gentleman servicing it. And there's what I had for dinner last night, some grilled chicken and some beans. Coach. And that's the couch folds into a bed. So if you have guests and they need somewhere to crash, you can fold that into a fairly comfortable bed. Nighttime shot. There's the generator. That's after it was all serviced up. Clean as a pin. The whole coach is pretty much clean as a pin. And this is me here in Sarasota. And that's it. That's the last of the photos for now. I have some others that I took with the other camera. So that's it. So I guess you're saying that the audio sounds good. The pictures looks good. So I can call this a successful test of the Prevost broadcasting service. And stay tuned. And again, I'll be uploading a bunch of photos to Flickr. So if you want to take a look at those, you're more than welcome. And I'm going to keep on trucking. Actually, I'm settled in here at Sarasota for a while, but who knows where I'll be going next. Take care. Thanks for watching. And hey, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe, comment, like, all of those good things. Thank you all.